Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation. Off by my side, I've got Rue here tonight. We are it's interesting. The camera looks like I've got extra space. I got short today. We are in for a very, very, very special evening. Wow. I'm very excited because if you've been following my journey or following our journey, following the Rue journey, there's a little better shot there. Rue. There we go. Oh, going back up. Hold on here, everybody. There we go. If you've been following the journey, we've been wondering where we would be staying for the next 4 months. And I literally just put down the deposit about 3.5 minutes ago on the place where we're going to be headed. How does it get any better than this? So I want to talk to you all about that. I'm probably going to be speaking way too fast here tonight because I'm extremely excited. So much to cover with you. We're going to talk about a message that I got from the guides on the one thing that you want to do in 2023. And it's not at all what you expected. We're going to do a meditation on it at the end as well. So you're going to want to stay around till the end. And I've actually got Paul Selig, my probably all-time favorite medium and channel, particularly when it comes to the guides. If it comes to angels, it'd be Belinda Womack and Suzanne Giesman. But when it comes to the guides, it is by far Paul Selig. And I interviewed Paul and the guides for a show that comes out this Thursday on what's coming up in the new year for us, what's coming up in 2023 and beyond, where humanity is even going from here. Super, super excited about that. And so lots of good stuff coming up. Now, I'm very excited for the new year. I'm very bullish. There's a term that I don't use, but I'm very bullish for the new year because if you've been doing the work, this is going to be, and CAJ is going, where's the special place? I will get there in a second. I promise you I will get there. If you have been doing the work, 2023 is going to be an exceptionally special year. Not an easy year like we had on Dr. Michael Lennox a couple weeks ago. Might have only been a week ago. I guess a week and a half ago, 29th, we had him on about astrology predictions for the new year. And it suggests that if you don't do the work, if you don't do the inner dive, that you're going to be out of synchrony, out of balance, out of harmony with the world. And this could be a very rough year. But if you do the work, then your gears kind of mesh and it's a much smoother ride for you. That's what we're talking about. As I'm looking, there are 222 people watching right now, 222. That means you are in alignment with the universe. You and God, source, universe, the giant cheeseburger, whatever you want to call it, are in perfect alignment. That's what we're looking for in 2023. So now, Jessica and I personally, and so I'll share the 2-minute version here, and then we'll dive into everything. It's kind of, I'm giving you things kind of backwards here tonight. When I went to the guides this morning, and I was talking about what I would be teaching here this evening, they brought up a question that I love to ask, and that they continuously bring back up, and they wanted me to make sure that I mentioned today. And that is there anything that I'm missing? Or is there one thing that I'm missing? So Jessica and I have been working, I don't even know if that's the right term. Yeah, I'll go with working on finding a place for the kiddies, for Rue, for us, for Burp the RV to go and explore this winter/spring. Now, we thought it was going to be New England, and New England temporarily shut her doors on us, and the doors may well open back up. And then we got excited about Florida, and we pay particular attention to what we get excited about. Because if you think about it, when something is pulling on your heart, it doesn't come from you. So you get to pay particular attention to it. Gary's talking about meditating with the early morning sun, something that I do, Gary, as well. Absolutely love it. You get to pay attention to what's pulling on your heart. So we got this pull on our hearts for Florida. Interesting how it worked out. One place Jessica found and fell in love with, I didn't click on it quickly enough. In theory, turns out it wouldn't have mattered. Another place that we fell in love with, turns out we couldn't stay there. It's been interesting watching the doors close, because doors close are not as they appear to be. Doors close are always leading to doors opening every single time if you allow it. But the guides say you need Michael to ask one particular question. What am I missing here? What's that one thing I'm not seeing? So Jessica was clicking around earlier today and she goofed. And she's in the other room right now. And I'm wondering what she's going to say to me saying, and I put this in air quotes, she goofed. She was doing a search on Airbnb that didn't say whether pets are okay or not. And you have to reach out to people and ask, our pets are okay. And she found an amazing place. It's on the Intercoastal. It's on the East Coast. And it has a waterway and has a beach a few minutes away, but it didn't say specifically about pets. And I've been doing all my research on Airbnb recently, which has said, make sure you ask questions, ask for what you're looking for and see if it's possible. And she said, she repeated the question to me. Basically, what's the one thing we're missing? Or what's the one thing we're not seeing? And maybe it's that we opened it up to a more inclusive search. And so I reached out to the owners of the property, and I want to say bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. Not really my style, but okay. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. Here we are with a place for February through the end of May that's going to be very peaceful, not far from people, lots of water, lots of nature, an outdoor kitchen. I can record outside on the deck. Oh, how does it get any better than this? That magically came together because of the one question, what am I not seeing, or what am I missing here? So yes, CAJ, woohoo! This was a huge woohoo! Will we come to the West Coast? Absolutely. We're going to explore all around with Burp the RV. I hope we can get that custom plate that says Burp. Starting places on the East Coast, and it's great because, well, either coast is great, but it's right by the water, so I get to swim my heart out, which I love. And Jessica doesn't even know this yet. She's in the other room. But there's something called a John boat, which will allow us to go rowing with baby Hannah, and they can even provide a kayak if we'd like. How does it get any better than this? Why is 2023 going to be so magical for you, not just for us? And this has been just an interesting, circuitous ride. Let me back up if I can. And I love to teach through story because I feel we remember story better. So if this is your first time here and you're going, why is he blabbering on and on about, about his life? And I can hear baby Hannah, who's supposed to be asleep upstairs, who's going yeehaw right now. I blabber, hopefully with a point, on and on about my life and about our lives because there are great lessons embedded with that. If you go around, if you were part of an ancient tribe, not too ancient, if you grew up in a village, you typically didn't learn by do this, do that, do the other thing. But instead you gathered around with the elders, perhaps around a campfire, and you talked story and you heard story and you remembered based on the story. So that's how I like to do the teachings here. Now, I've got a School of Mystics, of course. We go into a lot more detail and things. We give you all the specifics and all this good stuff. And you can certainly come join us Wednesday. We would love to have you. But here, I want to talk story with you. So, last night, we are at 8 months, 2 days for baby Hannah. Let me see if I have a picture that I can show you. I typically have a baby Hannah picture not too far away. Oh, I don't have the pictures from Diane Porter's interview today. Those are the cool ones. At the end of this Thursday's interview, baby Hannah comes on camera. How does it get any better than this? She's in the teaser a little bit as well. She 8 months, 2 days, and because of teething, she is experiencing an extreme sleep regression at the moment, also known as consistently, at least the last 3-4 days, maybe longer than that, she's up for 2 bits in the middle of the night, usually about 2 hours a time, which means we're getting a lot of sleep, because if that means you're up for 4 hours in the middle of a night's sleep, ooh, goody. So when she wakes up in the middle of the night, and in this case, the she is baby Hannah, but also Jessica's up, I'm up. Last night, even Rue was up. He's like, is everybody okay? Anything I need to do about things? And Lovebug was up. Meowsers was up. I'm not sure where Lumi was. When we're up in the middle of the night, and Jessica's trying to find a way to feed baby Hannah so baby Hannah can get back to sleep, what am I doing? I'm off on the bed. I'm awake, up. I'm like, I don't want to say Batman, but I'm like ready to go, ready to take action. Whatever is needed, I'm ready to be there. But in that moment, what I am doing is holding space. I am sitting on the end of the bed up against the backboard, and I'm imagining that there is a giant bubble around me. And I am encapsulating Jessica and baby Hannah in this bubble. That's what it means to hold space, is what we're really talking about tonight. And between you and me, I had a great discussion with the guides about this morning, going, really? Is that what I'm talking about tonight? Because they wanted me to talk about the concept of nothing. And if you remember back from the 80s or the 90s, there was the Seinfeld show, which was a show around nothing. Self-proclaimed show around nothing. And I said, you really want me to do the Seinfeld show tonight? You want me to teach about nothing? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, so the one thing that people need to know in 2023 is nothing? And they're like, yes. I'm like, there better be something more to this. And they're like, well, what do you do at night? Well, I hold space. And they're like, what is that space? And I said, it's love, it's warmth, it's peace. It's not allowing other thoughts to intrude in. And they said, well, that's nothing. Nothing isn't nothing. It isn't no thing. We come from nothing. We return to nothing. What is nothing? It is love. It is light. It is the everything. Nothing equals everything. Spirituality is filled with paradoxes. When we leave, where do we go to? Nowhere, also known as now here. The other side of the veil, which is everywhere and nowhere and every place in between. And I go like this to represent inside of you. Is a place of perfect stillness, is a place of perfect love, is a place of perfect light and harmony and goodness. When you hold space and you go to a place of silence, what you're doing is supporting others, and we're going to talk about doing it for ourselves, and giving them a chance to breathe, a chance to be, a chance to recoup, to be able to pull things all together. Because baby Hannah, when she wakes up, right now we think she's teething with 4 teeth, not just 2. Her bottom 2 have come in, and now she's got the side 2 and the top 2 in a race to see which come forward first. So she's having a hootenanny of a time. There's a word I haven't used on air. Hootenanny. But she is. And if I can create space, go to my heart, create this bubble of love and light for Jessica and baby Hannah in the middle of the crying, of the feeding, of the stress, of the worry, of the pain, of the discomfort. When I go there, it makes things easier. I'm not going to say that it takes care of everything. That baby Hannah goes, oh, daddy's holding space. No, her teeth hurt, man. But it makes it easier. This bubble can be felt by Jessica. It can be felt by Hannah, even in the midst of everything. So what we're really talking about tonight, For 2023, in the midst of the crying, the belching, the burping, the worrying, the fear, the worry, anxiety, all that low level stuff that I help you rise above in our school of mystics. I call it rising above or elevating above the matrix. With all of that stuff going on, you get to hold space for you. It's essential, but it's something they don't teach you in school. Quite the reverse. You're not given space in school, except I can remember a few times in the early years. I don't remember if we were in trouble. We had to put our heads down in class. Maybe we were young and we weren't getting a timeout. Maybe they were having us as recover for a few minutes. I mean, in this world, we're bombarded. We're bombarded with so much energy. We get fricasseed, cooked by all of the energy around us. If we simply exist, it actually feels hard to do that. It feels hard to be able to put our heads down for a minute. It's one of the reasons I'm so excited about this place on the east coast of Florida. We're going to get to put our heads down. We're going to get to be able to breathe. That's also why we have things like the School of Mystics, and you may have other places that you go to where it's a safe space for you to reclaim your energy. What am I missing? What am I missing? I looked at all these different places. What is the one thing that I needed more than anything else? The one thing I needed more than anything else in a place was a safe space. A safe space, a safe heaven. Say this 10 times. A safe space, a safe haven, a safe place where we're not taking on anyone else's energy, taking on their agenda, or taking on anything at all. This is what you need. You need a safe, sacred space so you're not taking on the energy of the world all around you. Now, if you're lucky enough, it can be like us, traveling to what I know will be a magical place. Or it could be just having a magical place in your home. Heck, when we lived in Boulder, Colorado, our last home, we took the spare bedroom and turned it into a shrine room. How does it get any better than this? It wasn't about praying to a Buddha or this or that or the other. It was having a sacred space where we could just breathe. It could be, depending on the climate, that you go outside, that you go into a garden, that you go to a favorite tree, that you go for take a walk, and there's a sacred place where you can sit down. I can remember when we were healing. We'd been kicked off of Maui, and we were healing at Jessica's childhood bedroom in Florham Park, New Jersey. When I say Florham Park, Colorado, I would walk downtown and past downtown in Florham Park. There was a tree that I think somebody in the 60s had nailed eyes, eyebrows, might have had eyes, a nose, and a mouth into this old giant oak tree. And that was up so high, this face you couldn't even reach. And I would just sit down and be with the tree. Called it the tree fairy. I would tell Jessica, I have a date with the tree fairy, and I'm going to hear what the tree fairy has to say. Yes, did I really say tree fairy? Guilty as charged. But it's not so much about having a tree fairy. It's not so much about the external environment that's important for the sacred space. It's your internal environment and creating the space or creating a sacred bubble inside of you. Yeah, the bubble doesn't have to be outside. It can be inside of you, a space where you can breathe, where you can be, and where the ideas from your guides can simply chase you down. Why are the guys saying have a show about nothing? Because they can't get through to you. They can't get through to me if there is no space for them. How can we hear our guides when there's no space for the music? It's I think it was Wayne Dyer who I heard it from first. How did he put it? He said, it's the space between the bars that make the cell. It's the space between the notes that make the music. If you don't have the space for your angels or guides or loved ones or inner wisdom or whatever you want to call it, if you don't have the space for them to speak to you, then it's all this jumbled, garbled mess, and you can't hear from them. If you have the space, you can hear from the other side. If you have the space, you can hear from your heart. I've been doing a lot of searching recently for a home in Florida to get us through, not get us through, but really to enjoy and thrive. And I want to record so many shows down there. I want to write. I want to write so much down there. Maybe I can get out my entire book down there this year. How does it get any better than this? Every time I dive in to look for a home, look for a home, look for a home, look for a home. It's like diving underwater, holding breath, holding breath, holding breath. Come up, breathe, do nothing. Dive back down, dive back down, dive back down. Come up for air, breathe, do nothing. I've talked about it a lot. There's a cosmic pulse to everything. There's a breath to the universe. I love it when Dr. Eben Alexander, who wrote Proof of Heaven, we've interviewed him several times, he talks about going to the core, going to, Belinda Womack calls it the central sun, going to the center of the universe. The center of the universe is, I guess it would be. And basically, God, source, universe, whatever you want to call it. But he said, even there's still a breath, or I'll put it in my words, we are still breathed. There's an inhalation, there's an exhalation. There's a filling with air, there's a void. There's a positive, there's a negative. There's a something, there's a no thing. There's a positive charge, there's a negative charge. That's called electricity. There's a tide coming in, there's a tide coming out. There's a winter, there's a summer. Everything has a cosmic pulse to it, just like your heartbeat. That pulse is light. Life is light too. Where there is light, there's darkness. Where there's darkness, there is light. You can't see light without darkness. You can't see darkness without light. There's a pulse to everything. This polarity is beautiful. It's important. It's sacred. It's special. If you're always in the doing, or the searching, you can't find anything because you haven't taken in a breath. Now, 2023 is the year of your heart. I call it the year of elevation. That's what it is in our School of Mystics. A year of rising above the banal, a rising above this lower level energy, rising above what's holding us down. And it requires a pulse. There's so much doing in the world. There's so much trying. There's so much striving. There's so much pushing. But there's not nearly enough being, sitting, no thing, listening. This is a year where we're required to listen, to pay attention, and then to take action based on our heart. You can call it the year of alignment. This place that we found, I acted quickly, and not because they're saying, act quickly now, result, blah, 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 all the fine print and stuff like that. No, we get to take action when there's a pull on our heart. But we can only feel the pull on our heart if we pause and go to that state of no thing. So when you create a sacred bubble for yourself, and that's my challenge for you this week, when you create that sacred bubble, you have a chance to hear, you have a chance to align, you have a chance to elevate or raise yourself from these lower level vibrations. Why is that important? Well, we had our baby 8 months ago. And they say time flies too fast when you have your baby. And I would say it goes way too fast and also too slowly because we want to be able to sleep. But we don't want to miss a moment and we don't want to miss a day. I don't want to miss a second. Here's the thing. When you're constantly in doing, time flies by and you miss out on life. You miss all sorts of things. You miss making good decisions. You miss wise decisions, to say the least. You miss sleep. You miss peace. But you can't get the cosmic hints, the cosmic hits from the universe, this powerful steering, unless we have a sacred space to just be. And I want you to have a sacred space so badly. So much. Rue, he's got his sacred space. Actually, he's got two of them. He's got a soft kennel in this room. He's got a soft kennel in the other room. He's a very wise bird. When he needs his space, he goes and takes it. We get to be as wise as Rue. Now, I'm a sci-fi geek. I admit it. Of the positive movies, I don't want to look at anything about the Earth being destroyed or some sort of cosmic war. I guess if we want to keep focusing on that, we could theoretically help bring it about, but nobody in the universe wants to kill us. They want us safe. They want us taking our finger away from the bomb for sure. However, they got squashed us like an ant a long time ago. With that said, though, I love the thought of being in a space capsule above the Earth, kind of spinning around. Nice and safe. I'll be re-entering soon. Being able to look at this beautiful blue marble. Being at total peace. No gravity. You can see the clouds, the oceans, the continents. It's just so peaceful up here. So quiet. So easy. I want you to think of a space capsule if it resonates with you. A place where you're floating effortlessly. There's beauty all around you, but there's no external interruptions or stimuli. It's just you in space, you on the tarmac, you wherever you want to be. If you go for even just a few minutes a day and put yourself in an internal space capsule, whatever that looks like for you. Now, we are dear friends. The woman who ran and curated the Monet's Gardens for over 30 years. Oh, we saw her home. It's magnificent. Out by Santa Cruz. Her sacred space would not be a space capsule. It would be sitting in Monet's Gardens. Now, you can imagine any place that's your most sacred, special place. Any place at all. And make that your internal space capsule. The place where you can think and breathe again. And if there's just one thing, I'm just covering one thing here tonight, one thing to do in the new year to have the success you want this year, it's to just breathe. That's all it is. But not breathe with the body, not an internal breath where all systems relax. Yeah. I don't want you to breathe as much as I want you, your entire body, your entire existence to be breathed by the universe, where you soak up all this good energy and you let out all this stress. Do that with me just one time. What you're doing here is allowing yourself to be breathed by the universe, as you're letting go of this extra energy that is not yours. That's the high-level teachings I'm giving in this month's School of Mystics, and I would love you to come join us. Part of that is disconnecting from the energies that aren't ours, because those energies pull us down. Last week, we were teaching about a hot air balloon, that we all get to go on these magnificent rides, but we have to be able to cut the cords of those and those things that are holding us down. So the more that when we're breathing and we feel held down and we feel this extra energy, the more that we get to the root of whose energy it is, or more importantly, what energy is yours. That's really what we're talking about. The more we can set you free and elevate your existence. What is mine? How am I really feeling? You can't know that if you don't take space. Amanda Simpson, thank you for your kind donation. How does it get any better than this, Amanda? Woohoo! How does it get any better than this? We can't set you free. We can't elevate your existence if we can't figure out who you are. Meaning, what energy is mine? What am I missing here? But if you can take a few minutes, the beginning of the day, the end of the day, and simply take time in your space capsule. Heck, I remember, it's a beautiful place. Oh, one of my favorite. Vegas. Oh, what a thunk. Vegas. Bellagio Gardens. OMG. And we were there last time with Rue, and everybody wasn't looking at the Bellagio Gardens and all of the different flowers, which were alive. They were plants. They're alive. They wanted to all see Rue. But sitting in the Bellagio Gardens, oh my God, what an amazing place. What is an amazing place for you? Imagine that's where you're going, even if you're just sitting in your closet. Brenda Michaels, author of, was an amazing radio show, and has author of, I think it was The Gift of Cancer, or it may have had twice The Gift of Cancer. She had cancer twice. She healed by going in the closet, among other things, and giving herself space. So it can be a magical closet. Just don't bring your coffee, don't bring your chai, don't bring anything for 5 minutes a day. Go to your space capsule, go to your no thing, your nowhere, which is also your now here, and be. Bringing it full circle for tonight. And then we'll open it up to questions here shortly. We're going to tighten these up a little bit. I've been going about an hour 30, hour 40. I'm going to try to tighten them up to about an hour. And thank you, Aya, and thank you, Ann. And we're definitely, you're going to want to get your questions in now, because we're going to try to keep it to, my guess is about 10 questions max. So get your questions in now for sure. So bringing it full circle. Imagine that you have a baby in the room, and you want to keep it as energetically silent as you can for your baby. So each time a thought comes up, remember the baby and let your thought go. Why do you let your thought go? Because your baby, your internal self, that is your baby, can hear your thoughts. Your internal baby can hear your thoughts, and you want to allow the baby to focus on its drinking, her drinking, his drinking, or to focus on being able to get to sleep. Now, quite literally, and I'm very guilty as charged, and I know it's happened at least once in the last day or two, and Jessica's in the kitchen and she can hear me. Both of us, and I'm definitely guilty of this, have woken up baby Hannah just with our thoughts alone. Like we woke up and thought to ourselves, oh, I better not think or I'll wake up. Oops, too late. So we want to hold space and be still by not focusing on our thoughts for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. Focus on your breath. Let go of the thoughts unless you absolutely need to have a thought. If you need to have a thought, if you're going, oh my God, I need to have a thought, I need to have a thought, I need to have a thought, just repeat as often as you can. I send love, I send love, I send love. Are you sending love to your baby? Yes. Are you sending love to your internal baby? That's you. Yes. Are you sending love to the world? Yes, yes, yes. Just send love. When you're sending out love, you can't have any other thoughts. It cancels out all your errant thoughts that might be hiding in there. I send love. I send love. I send love. Do this for just 5 minutes a day. Go into your space capsule. Go to your Monet Gardens. Go to your sacred space, even if it's in a closet. Go quiet. Be nowhere now here. Do no thing. And if you need to do something, just send love. What will happen is your guides will have a chance to speak to you, not just then, but what it does is it gets your foot off of the gas. You're no longer revving the motor at 10,000 RPM. You're idling now at like 100 or like 62 or like 50 beats per minute. And your guides, your loved ones, your inner wisdom can get to you either then in the moment or throughout the day because you've stopped racing the motor. You'll have ideas for the future, you'll have ideas for the day, and they will begin to percolate as well. For they have the space they need to come through. You want the greatest year ahead, you want the greatest 2023, give them space. Do no thing. And that to me is a mighty woohoo. So, with that said, I want to open it up to questions on this talk we have about no thing. And let's see where we get. And we will keep this a bit on the earlier side of things. Oh, Jess, thank you for your kind donation. $20. Thank you so much, Jess. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? And sending much, much, much love your way. All right. From Karen, I'm working on chakras. Awesome. I think my solar plexus being off has to do with my chronic illness. So can a chakra go bonkers precognitive to major trauma? Can't. So what I'm hearing is a fear. Karen, forgive me. What I'm hearing is my chakra off telling me something major is about to happen? Chakras to me are telling you something major has happened and it gets to be cleared. Energy is stuck that gets to be healed or gets to be flowing or moving again. Yes, we can get flutters in our solar plexus. Yes, our gut knows things, but I haven't heard of our gut of our chakras being off because something bad is going to happen to us. To me, they're more protective mechanisms, and we get to work on opening them back up again, Karen. Now, I would certainly put it out there in my automatic writing, put it out there in the no thing, put it out there when I get to sleep. Is there something to be concerned about? But then what I would do is focus on getting, I think what you're doing, focus on getting everything open up, focus on getting everything in alignment, focus on working on getting your energy flowing again and seeing what positive things I can attract in. That's where I'd like you to play the game, Karen. So it's not that you don't check. It's not that you don't, if you need to get to someone and get things checked out, I highly encourage that if you're feeling that. However, I want you to look at what are the woundings in you that get to be healed. That's my guess is what your solar plexus is trying to tell you is that there's a lot to get to be healed. And just start very gently chipping away at that. That will help open things up. That will get you feeling much better. And a lot of chronic illness, and I'm not sure which yours is, has to do with stuck energy. So, Karen, if we can get that energy flowing again, who knows? How does it get any better than this? And I send you, all seriousness, I send you all my love and lots of healing power your way. So, another donation from Love Print Jewelry. Thank you so much, Camille. How does it get any better than this? Sending much love your way, Camille. Just be 777. Ooh, I'm glad you asked this. How do you hold space for yourself when you have somewhat of a monkey mind going on and constant negative thoughts, even through meditation or doing automatic writing, etc.? Awesome. I keep coming to What About Bob lately. So, and it's 777. It is just be 777. There we go. Just be. Um, I want you to take a vacation from your problems. What about Bob? I want you to put your problems in the chair next to you. You go to sit. You go to sit, and your monkey mind goes nuts. And I want you to make a deal with your monkey mind. Monkey mind, give me 5 minutes. Give me 1 minute. Give me 30 seconds. I want you to sit in this chair over here. And afterwards, I promise to listen to you. And I'm going to give you an exercise, just be. Um, and then I want you to just say to your monkey mind, I send love. I send love. I send love. And if it's 5 minutes of I send love, oh, let's take a seat in the chair. I send love. I send love. Take a seat in the chair. I send love. I said, I promise I'll be with you. I send love. I send love. That's where I want you to play. Then I want you to get out a composition notebook, a cheap notebook. And I want you to take 5 minutes on the other side and do an ego dump, monkey mind dump. Not the kind where the monkey mind goes, no, it's really the same thing. It's a dump. All right. I can't believe I said that. Grab a pen or pencil. Let your monkey mind have 5 minutes to tell you everything your monkey mind wants. And then I want you to shred it or burn it. Get it out. Get it all out. And if you take 5 minutes a day to get it all out, it will help you quiet it because you're making a deal. What you're saying is, monkey mind, I don't want to hear you for 5 minutes. I want to focus on just being. But I promise after that, I will hear you and give you the attention that you need. This exercise will help you learn how to do more of a dance with your monkey mind, more of control with the monkey mind. I'm never going to say you're not going to have a monkey mind. I've been a lifelong, not quite, near lifelong meditator. My monkey mind can still be alive and well. But when I got that baby trying to eat, drink, sleep, kaboom. And I know just be 777, you can get to that place as well. These are brilliant questions coming in tonight. Thank you. Rose Christopher. What if your partner is consumed by gloom and doom by current events and daily gloom and doom news? How do I keep my bubble a safe space for me and him? His energy isn't great. So, Rose, first off, create a bubble for you so that you can be in this bubble anytime you want. And then you can bring him into the bubble if you want. There's no harm. His energy is not going to infect you if it's in a bubble. Bubble is a place of love, light, and safety. So you can bring him in, but don't expect or need his energy to change. Bathe him in your energy. Love him with your energy. Don't worry about his energy. Play your own energetic game. Now, this doesn't mean you have to entertain him with these conversations. And one of the things that we all get to learn is better boundaries. So you can say, yeah, if you want to talk to me for 5-10 minutes about gloom or doom today, this stuff has been bringing me down. There's only so much that I can do. 5 or 10 minutes, sure, here we go. Beep. But I want you to literally start setting boundaries. Just don't come back to him and then share your own gloom and doom. then you have a Macarena dance. But what I want you to do is hold space for you. Just because he goes and gifts you with something doesn't mean that you have to take the gift. He can tell you that the sky is falling. It's your choice, just like just be 777, whether you wish to go, oh, the sky's falling, the sky's falling, the sky's falling, the sky's falling, the sky is falling. Or whether you're gifted with the sky is falling and you go, wow, the sky is falling. Oh, the sky is pretty. The sky is blue. The sky is cool. Look at the birds. What a cool sky. And shift it. That's also what we're teaching in the School of Mystics, is basically how to become an alchemist. What's an alchemist? Someone who turns lead into gold. So your partner gives you lead. How can we transform it into gold? Which means, Rose, the highest level game you play means that your partner has come in here to help you transmute not his or her energy, to transmute the gift into something positive for you, Rose. That's the highest level game. I call that Tai Chiing energy. That's what you get to play. So the energy that they're giving you, or him, that he's giving you, how can we transmute it? How can we change it? So that's where we get to play and get those boundaries up. Force fields, boundaries. So you make this bubble and you say, here's how much I'm willing to accept X, Y, or Z. Don't criticize. Don't judge. Love, 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 love. my guess is over time he will start to change. Veronica, lots and lots and lots and lots and love. So I'm not going there on the politics side of things, except to say, how much love can we bring, Veronica? How much space can we hold for people who we say are filled with shenanigans? This is a healing for everyone, and everyone. Notice the duality I talked about: positive, negative, plus, minus, red, blue, whatever we want to call it, black, white. It is all a part of the cosmic pulse. It is all God. It is all spirit. We don't have to do the dance with any one side or the other. We can create bubbles of love and light. We can hold space. We can shift our internal energy, which then begins to transform the outer world. It's one of the things Paul Selig's guides, which are my guides as well, they're yours too, but it's one of the things that Paul Selig, his conversation on Thursday was a continuation of last week's class of mine. It was so cool. And a couple of things that his guides say is, well, what you damns you back. This is a very key one. What you say is, you bad people over there. They do boomerangs right back on us. But also that we come into this world with a collective agreement. We choose these people are bad. We choose these people are good. We choose to learn with pain. We choose to learn with discomfort until we choose otherwise, Veronica. And so we can come into a new collective agreement by choosing a new way. Everything we see that we don't like, we send love. Every time we see something that really bothers us, we fill our hearts with goodness and send that goodness out. How much would the world change? Yeah, but, yeah, but, yeah, but. No, that's a collective agreement too. That's a pain in the butt. It can all, forgive me, it can all change the minute we choose a different way of responding to this energy, no matter what the side may be. So sending so much love your way, Veronica. And I want you to be that change agent. I want you to take that information and beam out. This is a Care Bear stare. Beam out all the love you can. Put whomever is driving you batty nutty. There are a lot of them out there. Put them in that sacred space. Fern Lee. I am an extrovert and have been home for a year. How can I raise my vibration when I am always alone? Well, Fern Lee, get yourself with a group. Zoom. So it can be certainly, and Zoom isn't the be all end all. I get it. But it can be School of Mystics. It can be a completely different group. It can be a very small group. It can be a very large group. These are some ways that we can do it. We can also do it by taking journeys, televisits on the inside, and imagining that we're with large groups of people, or imagining that we have this one guide that we go to and that we speak with every day. So this would be another way. But then I would also say, are there things I can do? This is something, one of the reasons, big reasons that we're going to Florida is we've been steered. We're again working to get to New England, but we've been steered to where can we be outdoors more for baby Hannah and expose her to more other people and more situations. So, Fern, I get to challenge you. You're working from home. How can we get you out? Okay, it can be online, but is there a way that we can get you as well in person in front of people? And I know depending on immune systems, depending on what's going on in your neck of the world, you got to make sure it feels good and safe to you. But what can we do to bring a little bit more balance? Now, last note, how can I raise my vibration when I'm always home alone? Forgive me, Fern, for the shameless plug. Get your daily woohoo, dailywoohoo.com, and come join us in the School of Mystics, because I'm sure people are in the chat. I'm on the question side, so I can't see the chat at the moment, but I'm sure some people in the School of Mystics can talk to you about just how much you will find, basically find your family and how much your vibration will go up. Fiona Healy. Hi from Cork. Hi, Fiona. Question: is Michael thinking of writing his biography? I would love to read that. Oh, thank you, Fiona. Not on the plans at the. I do not have plans for that at the moment. At the moment, there's a book on becoming a mystic that I'm working on. There's a book on angels that gets to come out as well, based a lot on these teachings here, Angels and Guides. And there is a workbook for automatic writing. Those are the three that I have in the works at the moment. It is a question that's been asked before. We all lead interesting lives. Certainly mine has been interesting. So it's something, food for thought for when the time is right. Um, I will say, with that said, I am still calling in that right, perfect editor to help me turn out books, amazing, high quality books more quickly. And so I am working to call that person in because I want to go into book writing mode of book writing mode of book writing mode, Fiona. So thank you for asking. From Deborah. Anxiety, depression seems to take over my body, even though I am great at meditation. Question is why? I know what the silence is. Why does this happen? I want you. So, Deborah, there are so many. What you're talking about is your shadow self, the shadow work. Others have called it simply the work. Here's the work to me, Deborah. I want you to look at anxiety and depression as a friend. Yeah, really. So you go quiet and anxiety and depression come come into your body and you say, "Hi, I didn't know I invited you here today, but good to see you. What can you tell me? What can you share with me? What can I learn from you today? Why are you here? What is the positive benefit of having you here at this time? And how can I help you to heal?" Talk, Deborah, with your anxiety and depression as if it's another being. There's more truth to this than not. It's not that you've been taken over, but there's this energetic body that has come to join you that needs to get to heal. And so if you, instead of pushing it away, notice I never said push anything away. What you resist, what you push against, what you resist persists. Why would we fight it? Instead, Deborah, be courageous. Liqueur, that means the heart. Core is the word for heart, many, many languages. I want you to be courageous, come from the heart, and take in your friend anxiety and depression, which has steered you up to this point, and learn from her. And by learning from her, you diffuse her, you make her lighter, you help her to heal, and in many ways, help her to let go. We'll take a few more questions here. We got started just past the top of the hour, so I'll give it a few more questions here. And okay, there we go, where the 10 questions are. And then we're going to go into a meditation. From information gatherer, I'm having problems thinking straight. Intuition. I want to move this year, deal with health and some other important business, but feel nothing intuitively or generally for most. Any insight? Forgive me, information gatherer. Get off of the juice. And by that, I mean you're taking in too much information. You're full. I'm picturing, what was the movie? Short Circuit, 1980s movie. Number 5 is alive. Need input. Great movie from way back when. Really fun movie. If we take in too much information, we don't give ourselves space. It's the topic, no thing, to allow the intuition to come to us. Intuition is a signal. It's a signal that has an antenna. It's an antenna that has a rooftop, and that rooftop needs the space without all the buildings around to take that signal in. And yeah, that was an intuitive hit that just came to me. You need the space without the buildings around to bring the signal of intuition in. Every time you gather information and gather more information and gather more information and gather, you're putting up all of these different skyscrapers and not allowing intuition to come in. So either knock down the skyscrapers, information gatherer, or take some time out of the skyscrapers, go to your local park, so to speak, and just be. And intuition will start to chase you down. If you can't come up with this, if you are so full of information, you don't know where to start, and I would go to the space capsule, but if you can't even get there, do something creative. And I was reading a good article, information gathering, on creativity today. Creativity just means another way of doing something. It could be that you're making breakfast one way and you make it another way. You're driving to work one way, you drive to work another way. Do something that puts you in the creative process, which is out of your thinking mind and starting to plug back in even just a little bit intuitively. You can do this. From Tiffany. And 2 questions left. Perfect. Oh my God. Tiffany, I published my first children's book. Yay. My goal is to sell out. What direction should I take? Tiffany, share it with the world any which way you can. And then certainly on the inside, ask your angels and guides for assistance. Imagine that it's sold out. Give thanks for it being sold out. Even more than giving thanks for it being sold out, play with the energetic state of what it's going to feel like when it's sold out. How does it get any better than this? For all the kids' lives that you've touched, for all the kids' lives where you've made a difference. Because if you're here, then I know you wrote something to make a difference in the world. How does it get any better than this, Tiffany? That's what I want you to do, is play with it already being realized. Ask on the other side for it already being realized. And then, forgive me, let go of needing for it to have already been realized. Now, I would certainly, in this day and information day and age, if you can, if the resources are there, get a publicist, get somebody to help you get on shows, to be able to talk about it, to do whatever it takes. However, a lot of the work is strictly energetic. Work on it on the inside first and see what comes of it. And I'm not saying all of publishing is energetic. Our book, Barefoot Running, became a #1 bestseller in exercise and fitness until it didn't. It was bought by another publisher that didn't know what they were doing, and they kabloomied it. It's okay. With that said, it was perfect stepping stone. So the goal may be to sell out, but there's a bigger picture goal. And so when you do your prayers, Tiffany, I would say, please help me to sell this book out for my highest good and the highest good of all, or something even better. And don't hold on too tight. Allow that's the, there's no thing in clenching. This is no thing. This is being open to whatever comes. Be open and allow. Last question of the evening from AA. My sister and I often have the same pains. It is very frustrating to me because how do I know if the pain is mine or hers? Is there a way to split off the empathic connection? Yes and no. There is a way to cut some of that connection. In other words, so that you can be more discerning. And it does take practice. This is a big thing. It takes practice to discern. And yes, you can do that. The bigger piece is not the connection for you, AA. The bigger piece is exactly what you're asking. Is there a way, or how do I know if the pain is mine or hers? This is a practice for all of us. This is what we're doing by going into the no thing, is we are going into the space where we remember what's ours and we leave out what's not. That is a practice that you get to play with and you get to do very intentionally, AA. So I can give you a prayer that you can practice. And it's the Michael version of a prayer. So I go to angels and guides, make it what you want. I'm going to give you something that you can practice. And for everyone out there, you can do this to cut any energetic cords that you need. But understand, you can cut the cord. But if you do the dance, you got to cut it again and again and again, which means we get to recognize, what am I taking in? Where am I reattaching? And AA, that's what I think is going to happen, is I'm going to give you this prayer. But then you're going to reattach and reattach and reattach until you learn to start asking more and more and more, what is really mine? Where does this come from? So I'm going to give you it kind of quickly. I'm going to move along here, but I like to use a handy dandy magnet. You can use the back of a cell phone as well. Part of this I picked up from Dr. Bradley Nelson's emotion code and kind of tweaked it and changed it and made it my own. We will have Dr. Bradley Nelson back on the show in about a month's time. He's got a new book coming out. I cannot recommend enough his book and his books and his work and the process emotion code. So here's what I would do, AA. And we can all do this for wherever we have attachments. I would go Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel. Higher self, higher team, and all angels, guides, and light workers here for my highest good and the highest good of all. Please help me cut the cables, cords, strings, and attachments, cables, cords, strings, and attachments between me and my sister, or between me and whomever, or between me and anybody watching the show, because I get to cut the cables and cords with you afterwards as well. And so does baby Hannah, and so does Jessica, and so does Rue, and so do all of us, because we all want to exist only in our own energy, as do you. Please help me cut the cables, cords, strings, and attachments between me and everyone, or between you and your sister, now and forever. Thank you. Put a hand on your heart, take the magnet, run it over the top of your head. Rue likes to make noises this time because he can hear and feel the change in energy. You may burp, you may pass gas, you may feel tingling, you may feel buzzy, you may feel energized, you may feel nothing at all. You may just find it easier to breathe. Do that, and I would do that each and every day, but then I would go hunting AA. And for everyone, you can do this when you come home from work. Heck, you can do this after you get off of the freeway or out of the subway or wherever, airport, wherever you feel that you're attached to other people's energies. You can clear this off as well. All right, I want to dive into a meditation here. First off, thank you, Aya. Thank you, Anne. How does it get any better than this? Thank you, thank you, thank you for coordinating everything. Everyone, you're going to want to check out Thursday's show with Paul Selig and the guides on what they have to say for 2023. It is profound, and it's a lesson on how to get to the upper room, how to get to a higher energetic state. And on that note, do come join us for our School of Mystics. 4 Wednesdays each month. I'll put down the link there and a coupon code to make it easier for you to join. How does it get any better than this? You'll be with homies. You'll be with friends. You will not feel alone as much anymore. You will not feel... you will not feel like the weird one that nobody understands, because you're going to be with so many other people who understand you. And together we are going to raise your frequency, raise your vibration. Or what does that mean? Help you feel better to a much, much higher level, uncoupled from the matrix that is holding you down now and forever, always. All right. So with that said, Rue's looking so relaxed tonight. I'm going to take a sip of water. We're going to dive into a very brief meditation, and I'm going to see how much I can take you into no thingedness without it being weird to be silent on air. It's a real thing. People behind the mic get really nervous when they are quiet on the mic. They're afraid people will think something's wrong with my connection if they're not saying something. They find they need to fill air or fill space. I want you to do just the reverse. Make air, make space, allow. Hold on here. All right. When I go quiet like that, I'm actually already starting to hold space for all of us. So I'd like you to close your eyes. I'd like you to relax. Take a deep breath in through the nose, down to the belly, and out through the nose. In and out. In and out. Now, as you continue to breathe in and out, I want you to imagine that you just put yourself in the most amazing silent place. It can be a space capsule above the earth, looking down on this amazing blue globe. It can be on the beach. It can be a rainforest surrounded by flowers. High up on a hill. Heck, your silent place could be sitting on the back of a dragon or Balfour in the never-ending story. Wherever is a nice, silent, sacred space for you. We keep breathing in, breathing out. We go into the sacred space. We start playing with our breath, meaning to feel the breath going in. Feel it going out. In and out. In and out. And now for the next few minutes, I'd just like you to be with your breath. Be with yourself. If ideas or thoughts come up, simply send love. That was the sound that Rue makes for love right there. Idea comes in, I send love. Another idea, I send love. So I send love as I have you drift off into the silence for just a minute or two. And now let's play with that bubble for just a minute. You're doing great. Imagine that you're surrounded yourself in this bubble of love and light, this tiny little bubble of no thought and nowhere, and now here. It's a perfectly safe space. Your quiet, sacred space. And now I want you to imagine that bubble grows a little bit bigger. So before it was touching the tip of your head, tip of your toes, the heels. Now it's about a foot out around you. Feel the bubble growing larger. It's out about a foot. Now it's out 2 feet, 3 feet, 4. Can you have this sacred bubble, this sacred space? Can you have it fill your entire room with no thingness? So now your whole room is sacred. Can you expand it out now so that your whole floor is sacred? And now, so your whole home or your whole building is sacred. You can go larger and larger still from here. The whole goal is simply to hold silent space in this bubble. Hold it for yourself. Hold it for those around you. We can go from our house or our building to our whole block, holding space for everyone and everything. We can go from our block to our village, to our whole town or even city center. If that thought does come up, just I send love, I send love, I send love. Now, if you're really daring, we can take it from the city to your state. And now this bubble emanating from your heart, this bubble of no thingness, this bubble of sacred silence, this bubble of attention and awareness can expand all the way out to your entire country, to your continent, to the entire blue marble. Perhaps that you're viewing from up above, seeing it down below. For this one brief moment, you are holding space for everyone on planet Earth. It's relaxing. It's easier than you thought. All you have to do is be. For this is a power that's always been within you. You be and you breathe. Be and breathe. Be and breathe. Now you can expand this bubble more. You can expand it to the whole solar system, to the galaxy, to all the galaxies, to the entire universe since the Big Bang. That's a lot of space supporting you. I want you to know this is your true self. You are this sacred space. You are the pause between the notes. You are the material that holds everyone and everything together just by being, and just by being you. So I'm going to leave you now on this beautiful sacred note. Feel free to stay in this space, to stay in your sacred space as long as you'd like. If you'd like, come join us for class. Easier still, join the Daily Woohoo, dailywoohoo.com, WOOHOO.com. Bring your energy up each day. And nothing will compare, though, to the sweet, sweet silence you'll get each and every day by taking just 5 minutes and being nowhere, now, here. I love you guys so, 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 so much. I want to wish you the most beautiful evening ahead and new week ahead. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep shining your light on the world. And how does it get any better than this? Love you guys so, so much. Be well. See you in class. See you for everything. I send love. I send love. I send love. Woohoo!